Racing to Win, our twice-weekly preview show of Hong Kong racing. We've got a terrific afternoon coming up on Saturday here this week in Hong Kong with a 10-race card coming out of Sha Tin. 2 races on the all-weather, and the main event is race 7 at the Class 1 Panasonic Cup. Great to have you on the show. I'm Tom Wood, joined alongside in the studio by Paul Lally and Nick Child. And Nick, the main race, 9 horses go around, and traditionally it's been a race that's been won by some nice horses.
Yeah, for sure, Tom. I mean, look, it's a decent little race. It's a Class 1, and it's always attracted a decent-looking field as well, and this year's no exception. Healthy Happy up at the top of the weights there.
I should have mentioned as well, we've got Jai McNeil, the new jockey from Australia, kicking off here as well, Paul. At the weekend, we've got a lot of first starters. You could shake a stick at them and get the same stick to shake the money tree too.
Oh, you definitely can there. 25-odd million going up into that triple trio, so you should get up over 38 million. Biggest one we've had for a while is the jackpot, so that's pretty good. And as you say, we've got 86,000 first starters coming up as well.
Yes, there are a lot of first starters. It might be slightly exaggerating it, but I think we've got 8 going around in the first race. Of course, that is a 3-year-old restricted, pretty much a maiden race there. Here's what we've got coming up for you on this week's edition of Racing to Win, the main show. We've got 8 races on the turf, A+3 course in operation, and 2 races on the all-weather for Saturday afternoon. And the main race, of course, we're previewing here, the Panasonic Cup at 5 minutes past 4 o'clock, and then the final race, a very strong looking Class 3 over 1,400 metres. Here's the lineup for the Panasonic Cup with the rating spread of 110 down to 85. Healthy Happy has to shoulder top weight of 135 pounds. He's second up here. Cheerful Days comes out of the Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy. The Golden Scenery, a winner 4 starts ago, chased home the Irishman last start. Fantastic Treasure coming out of the Premier Bowl. Blaze Warrior is 2 from 2 second up. Alexi Bedell, John Size. Silver Express hasn't been racing overly well recently. Winning Method is back from a break. Beluga was 3rd behind the Irishman last start. And down to Circuit Stella, who is down to card 105 pounds, but Angus Chung will possibly get to only 115, maybe a couple over there. Let's have a look at the speed map for the main race, the Panasonic Cup, which is race number 7. And as we see them go here from the start, Nick, Circuit Stella should be able to easily lead this field.
I think so, and has the better draw than, say, Healthy Happy, who's another horse who does like to lead, but can obviously hand that lead up, and obviously just sitting behind Circuit Stella. Obviously Healthy Happy from 7 will just have to come across. Beluga, I don't think will be too far away. He's usually prominent. He's drawn a good gate and won there, Paul. Zach Purton on board him, and probably get on him at the right time as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. And Silver Express, we'll see what he wants to do, because he's drawn a little bit wider and he normally goes forward, so maybe there's a temptation to try and get outside the leader with him, but with Healthy Happy, and it's going to be hard. Cheerful Days, another one that's drawn wide. I think we'll have to go all the way to the back, but it's only a small field.
Yep, but just a small field of 9 for the running of the Panasonic Cup. We can hear from Frankie Law. He caught up with Nick Child down at the track on Friday morning to discuss the chances of the top weight, Healthy Happy.
Frankie, Healthy Happy, one of your stable stars, lines up on Saturday in the Panasonic Cup. That was a really big run last time behind California Spangle.
Yes. So this time I just also put him in 1400 because it looked like 14, 16 should be best distance for him.
Just on this horse's sort of style, I mean, I did notice that his second up record, twice he's run second up and twice he's been a little bit disappointing. Is that a bit of a concern, or is there anything in that, perhaps, his second up record?
For me, I don't think any problem for him, because in the morning he's a good form, and I put the shooter on. When they get up, he get up after get up, the horse good form, yeah.
He's been up to Chung Fa, Frankie. He's had a spin round there in the trial. Were you happy with that trial?
Yeah, I'm happy in Chung Fa trial. He win the trial, yeah.
And is he a horse that benefits from a break going to Chung Fa? Do you feel he comes back a slightly better horse once he's been up there?
Yes. Sometimes if the horse and maybe give him some break in Chung Fa, I think Chung Fa is a good place for some horses. Fresh him up and come back to Hong Kong, yeah.
He runs here, Frankie, for 170. He won the Chinese Club Challenge Cup of 109. So I guess theoretically he's a well-handicapped horse. What about the big weight for him? Is that any sort of concern for you?
He's a big horse, but this time K133 may be a little bit problem. But 1400, I think still okay, yeah.
And given that Sylvester rode him last time, was he quite impressed with this horse?
Yes, he really liked him. So he said, can I ride him again? I said, okay, of course you can, yeah.
I read an article this week saying that, you're going to bypass the trials meeting for this race and reward his very patient owners. Should he come through this well, is the Hong Kong International Mile under serious consideration?
At this moment, because I already entered him in that race, to see after race on Saturday, we can plan it because first stage entries that are in the national race is free of charges, so we enter him first. Yeah.
Great to hear from Frankie Law regarding Healthy Happy, the top weight in the Panasonic Cup. We can go back and look at him, Nick, here in the Celebration Cup, and he's up outside, of course, California Spangle, the horse on the rail here. And the horse in behind here in the green is Cheerful Days. He's just found things a little tough recently.
Absolutely, and I mean, look, he did a great job last season, and he's 61 up to 104 rated. But as for Healthy Happy, look, he's a pretty smart horse on his day. We know that, but obviously 14 being his pet trip, and coming up against a horse like California Spangle was never going to be an easy task, Paul, but he's acquitted himself well.
He has, hasn't he? Look, and this is going to be a bit easier, but the thing is the weight. He's got to carry this 135 against some of these horses up and coming with a lot less weight. That's what the handicap is. So, look, I've included him, but I am a little bit worried about the weight.
We can have a look here in the Premier Bowl at Fantastic Treasure. He was caught wide last time out to Fantastic Treasure. Paul, of course, it was about this time last season. Things were really starting to ramp up for this horse. Didn't get to the 4-year-old series with issues. Where do you feel he's at the moment?
Yeah, look, he's going pretty well at the moment. I think he's one of the main chances in this contest. Comes in nicely at 127 pounds. He's drawn barrier number 2, but he'll probably go back. He probably won't be able to use that draw. I thought it was a nice run from him here.
He's trialled well, and I think this is his best trip also. I mean, his course and distance record reads really well. He's won half his starts from 6 and looks well placed.
Speaking of the trial, Nick, here he is up in the green and white with the gold out wider. Here is Blaze Warrior, and back on the inside here, one off the fence is Silver Express, of course, California Spangle in this trial. You're quite keen on Blaze Warrior here.
I am, yeah. And look, he's had 3 trials. Alexi Bedell has trialled him all 3 times, and he's got to know him. And look, we know he's a very good horse. And I guess what I like about him is his fresh record. He does go well fresh, and he comes in here with a nice enough sort of weight. But look, I think both he and Fantastic Treasure Pool have trialled very nicely. Perhaps get a slightly higher score than the grey.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought both of them did pretty well. You can see Silver Express pushed out, but I mean the conditions are going to be a lot better on race day than they are there. It was pretty chopped up that morning.
Yeah, it certainly was. So, right, we've got a race here to look at, and we're looking here at Beluga, who's between runners in the pink colours. Also here is the Golden Scenery. Now, he's way out wide here on the track, and the other one, of course, handy, is Silver Express, Paul, but he's just not going well at the moment, Silver Express. Beluga comes into this with only 118, but Zach might put up a couple of pounds over.
He might just put a little bit over, yeah. The Beluga's got a nice draw, barrier number 1, so he's just going to sit in behind the pace there. I think Circuit Stella will lead, so he's going to get every opportunity there. I have liked the way that the Golden Scenery has been finishing off his races. He's drawn nicely in 5, and the smaller field I think is going to really suit him. He hit the line strongly here.
Yeah, I thought the run of Beluga was very good, and I think from memory, Zach Purton's done 119 twice this season. One of them was a winner on Aramo.
Yes, certainly was, and we can highlight here the horse that's coming up in grade. This is Circuit Stella. Nick, he ran really well here, got all favours in front, but he ran a decent time here last start, did Circuit Stella over the mile.
He did, absolutely. Look, he's a decent type of horse, isn't he? I mean, he's jumping up from Class 3 to 1, which is never going to be an easy task, but I think with the weight and the fact he receives, plenty of weight off of Healthy Happy, I mean, if Angus claims his full allowance, that's £30. So he's a very interesting runner, Paul.
He is. Look, and he's going to be there for a long period out in front. I think just maybe the class might show a little bit at the end. He's only a 2-time winner here in Hong Kong.
Yep, and riding this week again is Angus Chung from barrier number 3. OK, Paul, small but select field here for the Panasonic Cup with a big weight spread. So who do you end up siding with?
I'm going to go with the Golden Scenery. He's a horse that I've been with a little bit this season. He's a nice, strong horse. I think he can get to the line, and he'll be at peak fitness for this race. He's on top. Fantastic Treasure. That trial was very good, and it was a good win 2 starts ago from him. Beluga will get the best run, I think, just in behind the pace, and Healthy Happy with the weight. 3, 4, 8 and 1.
Yeah, I've got Blaze Warrior in this race. I thought it looked rather open, and I think he's a horse definitely with his chance. He's got a good record fresh. Alexi Bedell will be on board, and I thought there was enough to like in his 3 trials overall to suggest he might be good enough here. Healthy Happy up at the top has got a big weight. It's going to be a massive ask for him, but he's the class in the contest, and that run last time was good. Beluga I can't leave out. I think he's got every chance with a lighter weight, and Fantastic Treasure goes in as well. Back to 14, I think, can suit him. 5, 1, 8 and 4.
The boys with a couple of different on-top selections there. Paul with the Golden Scenery and Nick with Blaze Warrior for the Panasonic Cup. Before we go to a break here on Racing to Win, don't forget you can check out Hong Kong Direct this week. Nick caught up with Hugh Bowman, who's going to be joining us very soon here in Hong Kong. It'll be great to hear from Hugh. And another part of the Jamie Richards series as he was setting up shop here in Hong Kong. So on the website, hkjc.com, under audio and video, you can find Hong Kong Direct. Up after the break here on Racing to Win, we preview a very, very competitive final race on the card. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're about to preview the final race on the card for Sha Tin Saturday afternoon. It's got 5 last start Hong Kong winners in the field. It is very, very competitive, and it is Class 3, 1400 metres. With the lineup, Sword Point, a newcomer, formerly with Chris Waller, raced under the same name in Australia. You've got Beauty Charge there, a last start winner, and that was at the end of last season. Satanta ran on last start. Voyage Bubble is first up, a last start winner. Excellent Daddy pulled up with blood in the track here last start. Parterre. Super King has run second in a Chung Fa barrier trial, has the blinkers going on. All Beauty was a little bit awkward away last start. Happy Daily, a last start to winner, beat home A-Pal, the form stacked up there. Happy Together, a newcomer, raced as Hotel Wren over in Ireland prior to arriving. Spangled Fortune, Sweet Encounter, 2 from 2. Stunning Impact, a last start winner, and co-partner Fion down there for Matthew Poon. Let's have a look at the speed map for the final race coming out of Sha Tin. And the speed in this race, Nick, it does look to appear here from Voyage Bubble, who will have to do it though from a wide barrier draw. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, he's drawn in 14, so he's going to have to cross more or less the whole field, isn't he? So he might have to work a little bit early to get to where he really wants to be. Don't expect Parterre to be too far away. I think he can sit prominently. He's another one drawn in double digits in 10. And well, Sweet Encounter, he's a horse that's raced on the pace. He's drawn 8, so it sort of gives Alexi Bedell options, sort of middle of the line there as well. He might well press forward, which he has been doing. And Happy Daily, I think Paul from a good draw shouldn't be too far away either.
No, he looks like he can go forward. Some of the other ones drawn low though, Spangled Fortune, he hasn't got any gate speed, so he's going to go back. Co-partner Fion's likely to go back as well. So that will give those horses a chance that's drawn wide to come across.
Yep, certainly will. So that is the speed there for the final race. So we can have a look at the newcomer first of all, and this is at Rose Hill for a Sword Point, a 4-year-old by American Pharaoh. Nick, this race over the 2,000 metres here at Rose Hill, he was up on the speed. He's had 3 trials to prepare for this.
Yeah, he's been tried as far as 2,000, as you say, and as we can see here with this this performance. So he clearly is a horse that stays quite nicely, and he's got some handy form in the book. I mean, he's absolutely blitzed them here, and I thought his trials, Paul, have looked really good as well.
Yeah, they've looked good. He did win his maiden over 1550 though, so he hasn't won anything near 1400, and this is where he's starting off. So I wonder if this is just a starting point for him.
Zach Purton for Frankie Law. The cheek pieces are on here in this trial, and here he is, Paul, behind Golden, the 60, and he looked to do it reasonably well, I thought, but I'm probably happy to watch.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a nice enough trial from him, but he seems to have acclimatised well. As you say, cheek pieces on. He's 1136 pounds, and he's had 3 trials.
Yeah, Zach's ridden him in all of them, and he certainly was striding out well there behind the good horse.
Beauty Charge, well supported in both of his first 2 runs. So Nicky's been gelded since last appearing, and he ran 8th on debut, but there was significant improvement here last start. He was a bit probably unlucky first up too.
Yeah, look, he's beaten a decent enough yardstick, I feel, in the shape of Smart Idea. He usually turns up, runs his race, and I don't mind that as far as the form line's concerned. The gelding operation is obviously an interesting one, and it can certainly improve horses, Paul, and it might do it with him.
Yeah, he's just dropped to 17 pounds with that gelding operation, Beauty Charge. Look, see, he's 1,072 pounds coming in fresh. I just wonder, he did improve a lot from start 1 to start 2. I wonder if something will be similar this season.
Yeah, here's his recent trial with Excellent Daddy, who had an issue last start, Nick, but I didn't think the trial was bad from him, and the newcomer on the fence there, Happy Together.
Yeah, he's actually caught the eye, hasn't he? Happy Together. He could be quite an interesting horse. Just having a look at his Irish form, he won that maiden for Noel Mead, and he actually beat 7 subsequent winners, so that form's very strong.
Yeah, very good. And he trialled quite well at Happy Valley as well.
Paul, you've been talking this horse up all week. Voyage Bubble, barrier 14, 1 easy last time out. Where do you think his fitness is at? Yeah,
well, this is the thing. He has put on a bit of weight. He's put on 17 pounds, but he's at a weight of 1222 pounds, and he did win last season off 1225. So he's at a similar body weight where he's won before. His trials have been very good. I mean, it's just the barrier 14 is the big query for him, but I think he's got plenty of rating points in hand. I reckon this horse can go to Class 1. He's only Class 3. the trial was good.
It was very good as we roll it in here. And look, I thought this was a very impressive trial. Derek Lung was on board and he's done it quite comfortably in the end. He's got a good record fresh and the barrier is the concern. He's a very nice horse, this.
Yep, he's certainly by the informed stallion here, the hot property in Hong Kong at deep field. Everyone wants a deep field to the moment. Going back to the start here at Happy Valley, Nick, for All Beauty, things didn't go his way. Got a little bit of a squeeze up here as we can see the head on and probably ended up a little far back in the run.
Yeah, look, it's enough to sort of, really knock a horse off their stride, which it did him, as you could see there, and quite evidently he was very short of room. This was the race won by Street Scream, so form looks to be holding up out of that race. Like him coming back to Sha Tin, he's got £3 more on his back this time, Paul, but I think he's better suited to this track.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you can see him making up pretty good ground when he ran 5th here down the outside on the day meeting. So it was a good run from him. Look, I've included him. I think he's better from barrier 5 here at Sha Tin.
Yeah, up to his winning trip as well. Now, this horse here, Paul, Happy Daily, had been very unlucky in a few runs prior to this win and was able to get out at the right time here and to deliver nicely for Jerry Chow.
I think he'll get a similar run from barrier number 2, so he's going to get options. The horse has now won 3 from his 20 starts, but he's been very consistent with 10 placings on a placing line. So, look, I've included him as well.
He's up £8. He's off a career high mark now of 69, and just note that horse in second. That's A Pal, who's absolutely bolted up since.
Yep, he did it last weekend at Sha Tin. A Pal very strong. Now, Sweet Encounter, son of Toronado here, Nick, he's 2 from 2. He went round at 14 to 1 on debut, so he wasn't exactly well found in the market, but he was able to beat Blissful Star here, who wasn't able to win midweek.
Yeah, that would be the slight drawback when sort of looking at the form of this race. You would have liked to have seen it franked with perhaps a better showing from Blissful Star. But look, really like this horse. He's done nothing wrong in 2, and I love the way he battled here, Paul, from a wide draw. Gets into 8 this time around, so he should be better served by the barrier.
Yeah, he's just dropped £6 from that last win, and he's trained on pretty well. 2 from 2, you can't argue against that. One of them over this trip as well. So, look, he definitely goes in for me.
Yep, he's been back to the trials subsequently as well. Has a Sweet Encounter in trial there for a 3rd. We've got one more replay to have a look at, and it is a Stunning Impact. Now, took him a long time to get that first one on the board, Nick, but he won this, I thought, in pretty good style last time. In the end, the margin was 3 lengths.
Yeah, it was quite comprehensive, wasn't it? Beat Voyage Star, who sort of kept on gamely. I just think, though, with a horse like him, you might just start paying the price for it now, because he's got up 9 points, £7 more to carry. And he's another one, a bit like Happy Daily in the race, Paul. They've got to race off a career high mark, so they've got to take their form to another level.
Yeah, coming into this Class 3 as well. So, look, I didn't include him. He looked like he was winning them very strongly in Class 4, but Class 3 is a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, lightweight here, though. Informed stable of Pierre Ung and informed jockey also Sylvestre de Souza. So we've seen many clues for this final race, and what a good race it is. Paul, who have you gone with?
I'm going to go with Voyage Bubble. I really like this horse. I'm just going to take the chance that he can get away with it fresh up. Did race fresh up last season when he ran 2nd. So he's on top from Sweet Encounter in there for 2nd. Happy Daily and All Beauty. So 4, 12, 9 and 8.
Yeah, I've gone 12 here, Sweet Encounter. I just think he's a really nice horse, this guy, and he's 2 from 2, so there's an unblemished record on the line, but I just like what he's been doing. Voyage Bubble, a lot of time for this horse. If it's not going to be this race, he's certainly one to keep on the right side of. Parterre I've thrown in as well. Look, his run last time I think was better than it reads on paper, and the form of that race has worked out okay. And Sword Point up at the top, he probably does want further, but I did like his trials leading into this. 12, 4, 6 and 1.
Those are the selections of the boys for the final race coming out of Sha Tin on Saturday afternoon. Really open affair, and the early favourite at this point is Sweet Encounter for John Size and Alexia Bedell, looking to make it 3 from 3 with the lightweight on his back. But we've got 8 other races on the programme Saturday afternoon. Paul, who else should we be marking on our cards, especially for the Triple Trio legs?
Yeah, Triple Trio, of course, coming up. Look, there's a whole lot of first stars. We've already said that as well. I've got 3 first starters on my top selections. I've liked the way they've trialled and worked. Superb Catalyst in race 1 being 1. Dragon's Luck in race 3 as well. And also Wonderful Unicorn. Zach Purden will ride him in race 5, and that's one of the Triple Trio legs. I've liked, they're all first starters. Lucky Ruby, going to give him another chance back on the all-weather, because I think he'll get the race run to suit. That's the first leg of that mammoth Triple Trio as well. Muradu's caught the eye with his run last time for 3rd. It was a really good run from him. And also Viva Hunter had his first start on the all-weather and just went down there running 2nd. So I think he could maybe get his first win on the all-weather from his second start.
Okay, so those are Paul's selections through the course of the afternoon, but we've come to that time of the show here on Racing to Win, where we need Paul and Nick's best value and play for the day. Paul, away you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Golden Scenery in the big race. I think he's really well suited for this. Third up now, he's got a perfect draw and he should get a really good run. And Luke Ferraris has won on the horse before, so he's the best. And the Longshot, we're going to make one of the first starters. Dragon's Luck there in race number 3. Really liked his work coming into it. He's drawn wide, but he's shown some really good gate speed, and I think he can get across and lead. And if he can, I think he can dictate from the front. So that's the Longshot, race 3, number 5. We'll make the play in race 9 with Bundle of Charm, Lucky 8, and Enchanting Ibis.
Yeah, best bet coming up for me this Saturday, race 7, number 5, Blaze Warrior. Lexi Bedell and John Size have been teaming up to great success, and I really like this horse's trials leading into this race. I think he looks well placed first up and also coming into it in some very decent form by the looks of things. And the Longshot, race 3, number 1, Chicken Dance for Jamie Richards and Derek Long gets a tongue tie on for the first time. He's one off higher marks in the past. Now, I think he might just be a decent chance at odds in the third. And the play, race 10, 4, 6 and 12 for me on Saturday.
Best for me comes up in one of the later races. It's Enchanting Ibis, who got a long way back last time out, but really finished off strongly, was only narrowly beaten there in a 4 or 5 way go. So race 9, number 13, and then follow that up in the final race with race 10, number 8, All Beauty. We saw him get chopped up at the start at Happy Valley. I think he's better suited coming up to 1,400 metres back here at Sha Tin, where he's won, and the Golden Scenery with Fantastic Treasure and Beluga, my QQP for the Panasonic Cup, 3, 4 and 8 in the feature race of the day. Of course, Nick, we've got Jai McNeil kicking off tomorrow at Sha Tin, Saturday. Who do you think was probably the best of his rides?
Look, he's got the 4 of them. I thought Adderfill was a chance. Obviously, he rides Yes We Can in the all-weather race, so he's a horse in great form, so I wish him well on all of them. But he's got 2 sound chances there.
Oh, definitely has. Yeah, I think they're both really good chances. So, yeah, good luck to him.
He's quite an interesting prospect. I thought Paul up in grade to Yes We Can with a lightweight, because he's been hacking up recently.
He has, hasn't he? So we'll see if he can get up. And as you say, he's a big horse, so he won't know what's on the back of him there.
Oh, and Adderfield with the blinkers on. And then Paul, we're off to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. 9 races there, and the Irishman in the Class 2 1650.
Yeah, up against Farfar. So looking forward to see how those go. And also packing awards in there as well.
Yep, looking forward to that. Thanks for your company. We look forward to your company 1 o'clock for the first race at Sha Tin.